Hello everyone, this is going to be a retake of the 1144 high grade Crossbone Gundam model review, because the one I did on Monday was trash. So I'm going to do a retake and delete that video, and hope you guys will enjoy this video. And okay, so let's get to the kit. This kit was the first Crossbone Gundam mode kit in the high grade line, and just let me stabilize him. But I found out that when I was building it, even though it was an easy build, but look at the side of the shoulders, there's nothing to cover that up. Although this doesn't hinder the articulation, it's very ugly, and you can still see that polycap inside. You can still see that polycap. Zoom out. Okay, and the Crossbone, these models look quite good at. It is satellite panels, and I'll talk about the stickers later. But at the back, you can still see that joint, so it's kind of ugly unless you look at it from the front, and you cannot see any of those ugliness. But if you look from the back or from the side, it looks kind of ugly. So this kit has too many ugly points, but even though I still like it. And well, this guy has a lot of stickers, mostly because of these energy generators. All of the metallic purple are stickers, and you got a forehead camera for the back camera, which I didn't use. Okay, the Gundam eyes, and the skulls, black eyes, and the metallic purple on the skull eye. It's kind of sunk in, but you didn't get any stickers for the face, because if you have watched the anime, there's a close-up look of the Crossbone model, and you see the face there is also some metallic purple on it. So you now have to find your way to panelize some parts of the face with purple. So that's kind of a disadvantage of this kit, but all in all, I still love it. Okay, for articulation, I'll split the kit into two halves before talking about the waist. Okay, I'll rip off the backpack also. Luckily that buster. Okay, the head goes up and down, forwards and back, and it rotates 360 because that neck joint was it's kind of high on the head. So there's nothing to stop it. Okay, the arms, there's a polycap inside the torso that lets it come forward. Let's see how far this can reach. Not a whole bunch because of this big skull. Since there's nothing to cover it up, you can flip it out 90 degrees, close up the skull, and it can rotate all the way around without the backpack. And let's try it with the backpack. Crap. You kind of have to mess around with those bones, but you can still rotate a full 360. And you can rotate above the elbow, bend at 2 points in the elbow. but it's kinda hard to maximize the bend. Yeah, you can bend it like this, almost 180 degrees, but it's not full. It's not a whole bunch. And the wrist is on the ball joint, so you can rotate and wiggle around. Although this is a little tight. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. Okay, and talk about the waist articulation. That's the double ball joint. You go forward and back, side to side, some, and you can rotate all the way around without popping it out. Okay, so I'll talk about the lower body. And this waist design is exactly the same as the build strike, because the joint here is molded, is sandwiched inside the waist. But although the front skirts can come up that high, side skirts are on a hinge, but the side skirts need to be conducted with the full body, so you can go out that high. And the back skirts don't move at all. Well, that's the disappointment. Although the legs can go forwards that far, back that far, unless you cheat and bring out a little bit more. Out. I always do that. It's freaking hot in the summer. Go out that far. Rotate at the hip. And there's a double jointed knee. Nice separation for the inner frame. And the ankle looks like the Gundam Epion's feet. So you can go forward and back, side to side, and rotate. And the backpack also has an articulation. This whole panel unit can rotate for 360 because it's only on a peg. And each of these solar panels are connected to a polycap, so you can go back individually and rotate. But it's unnecessary for you to rotate it, but I don't care. But maybe you can go too far away to the front, so that does hinder the kit. And the beam saber guns is on a rotation here, swivel, bend here, bend here, bend here, and bend here. And the beam saber gun can rotate themselves. So the beam saber gun is very articulate. And there's also a top hole, so you can put it up here, if you say so. Okay, now this kit has a lot of articulation, even in the backpack. So you can have some very nice poses. And the satellite cannon also has a point of articulation, but I'll get to that later. But now that brings us to the accessories. Well, let me pause the camera and get those out first from the box. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, for the accessories, let me angle this. Let me show you what's for the Crossbone X1 first, because this is a variant of the Crossbone X1. Okay, so you get 2 of these beam sabers, and you got 2 clear pink beams. You can plug it in, and you get 2 holding hands, which for the left hand I had lost the hand cover of it because I was editing on the piano and it slipped and it fell into the piano, but it still holds it very solidly. But no storage, unfortunately. So you kind of had to put it under a GP base or whatever. And as I talk about the beam saber gun, you unfold it, rotate it, and it's deployed. And you get 2 of these large clear pink beams, like a 1 to 100th length beams, and you can put it in. And with the full armament, but if you put it in the top hole, you have it like this. So if you have another Crossbone Gundam model and you will do it into the Crossbone Gundam X1, you will have 4 beam saber guns, and together with the beam sabers, you can have a Seraphy style posing, which is kind of cool. And also these are guns, so they fire beams. Kind of interesting. And the joint doesn't want to leave that point of the backpack. Kind of weird to me. But anyways, still get to fix that crap. It's kind of hard to fold it back. Okay. I put the waist around. And the Crossbone Gundam Model X1, yeah, had this buster, and which this hand comes into play. This hand is kind of open, and it's a trigger finger hand, and you can put this onto the hand with this peg that is from the hand cover. So you put it in, adjust it, and yeah, you have the buster rifle in the hand, and you can plug it in, and there you have it. It is the buster rifle. You can shoot. And you've got the beam anti-ship sword, which comes with another effect part for the blade. And there's a hole in here which is sunk in. There's a peg here so you can plug that in. And unfortunately you had to take out the hand. Okay, and there you go. But since it is a circle bar, so it cannot get it to hold solidly. So that's kind of a con, that I will not let the model hold it. But both the buster and the anti-ship sword can be mounted on the waist with these holes. You can mount it, and there you go. That's stored. But those holes can be used to store can be used to store this and this, which is the Crossbone rifles. And they kind of look like dog bones or whatever. You can put it under the sword to make a poisonous hazard warning label for a surprise. And this is for the left hand, but I lost the hand cover, so I use it with the right hand. And you still have to take off the hand to put it in. And make sure you're doing it right, because the trigger is specifically drawn. It's, yeah, you can hold it, and then let me just take it away. And there are 5 positions in the handle which you can put it, and you can put it in the top just like a sword. And actually the Star Builder Strike used these as a heat rod, so you can do this. You use it as a heat rod. And they didn't do it like this, and you can use it as a boomerang, throw it out, and kill someone. And I don't know what the bottom holds for. Maybe you can turn it upside down, you can do the same thing. But just like he did it in the one time in the show where all the Plovsky particles are disappearing, you can oh crap. You can use these effect parts, and you can just plug it in the barrel, and there you go, the Crossbone sabers. So let me put the other one in, and there you have it. And they can still mount onto the waist. Let me mount this with the same type of peg and the same type of hole. You can mount it in here. So now you have one stored and one used. But I forget about the buster, and the sword can be combined to form the Sun Buster. And what you need to do for the buster, flip this up, flip the handle down, and you're done. But for the sword, you have to take this cover off, rotate, like this, rotate it 360 and plug it in the top. It's not as solid as I think. I'm afraid that it will fall off. Same type of hole, same type of peg, and you can plug it in to form whatever this is. A big buster, I don't know. And it comes with a custom holding hand for the right hand. Don't know why they didn't come up with the left hand. Because I can switch the hand cover with the normal holding hand. And you can remove the hand cover. Put this shit in. But it's actually kind of hard to do. So broke it. And there. And of course, if you break it for putting it in, you can glue these 2 pieces together, and still you have the buster. So what's the big deal? And you can just plug it into the hand. The focus. You can plug it into the hand, because with this angle it's easier to do. Okay, and you got heat dagger, 2 of these heat daggers that plug onto the feet, because there's a peg and that's plugged in, and you can step on someone with this blade, but it cannot get to stand. But you also get 2 of these heat daggers which it can hold. I'll try it with this hand. Yeah, you can hold. No, you cannot hold it with this kind of hand. So you need to use the holding hand. But unfortunately, I lost. But I'm not going to use it because, well, the weirdest accessory is this. the V victory hands. So you can plug it in. Crap. And when you're taking a photo with his skull, someone slashes him, you can do some kind of thing. And of course, for the chest, the instructions actually told you to remove the skull head and rearrange it. But actually I found out there's nothing like that. You don't need to do it like that, because it's on the track. And you just slide the skull head in. And you can just open it with the nudge. So there you go, the satellite cannon. And I saw some CG photos of the Crossbone model, where its satellite panels are facing forward, so I'll do that. Since they can rotate, you can recreate that photo with a real model. So there you go. The Crossbone Gundam model full charge, with this satellite cannon on. So this is a great kit. I love it so much, and in the next part I'll do some short comparisons, and this is the end. I'll try putting the skull weapon set on it, if I bought it. So stay tuned next week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Please like, comment, and subscribe.